Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to our USA weather updates on January 20th, 2024. So we're using the GFS 12 set run, as the GFS is the model from the USA. So therefore, every Saturday we look at the latest GFS run for weather for the USA for about 2 weeks. So current situation on Saturday, January 20th, is that we have a ridge in the middle of the USA. To the west of it, we're drawing up these very mild southerly winds, and we have low pressure moving into northwestern states, bringing some rain there, possibly going snowy over mountains. And then in the east, we have this cold shot, the remnants of that prolonged cold, very brutally cold spell for many areas of the Midwest and East. Moving onwards then into next week, this ridge moves eastwards, so that clears the cold shot away from the east of the USA, and actually most areas of the USA go a lot drier and milder, as we have highlighted in many other updates previously. So generally it's a drier and milder scene, driest weather in the eastern states, possibly some showers at times, and some rain in the Midwest and the western states, the Great Plains and so on. We're going forward here, and the highest pressure, as I said, is in the east, lowest pressure towards the west. Very, very mild, especially for the east, later in the week. Then moving into the weekends, we see just generally quite benign weather. The trough forms over the southern states there for a time into the weekend, so that brings some showery rain around, possibly some storms as it interacts with the warm air, and behind it there may be some snowfall if it's cold enough, especially as it moves into eastern states and towards the east coast. Now into the end of January, we possibly see some more brutally cold air just teasing the far northeastern states with that big cold plunge over Canada. However, most areas again remain dry, benign, and mild until early February, when we start to see more low pressure forming over western states. So there it goes, very unsettled, with a lot of precip around. However, to the east of that, we see a block forming over Canada. However, that is not in the right position to give cold weather, and instead that draws up a mild or warm southeasterly from the Atlantic, from the tropical Atlantic actually. But towards the end of the GFS run, we see a lot of blocking over Canada, and that does force some colder air, I think, into the far northern areas of the Great Plains and Midwest. So here is the upper air temperature forecast from that GFS 12Z run. Here we go. If we hit temperature, get rid of that, and get the hover on. That's good. There we go. So as you can see, the remnants of that brutally cold spell is lingering in the east. However, that is going to clear, and most areas will see upper temperatures above freezing, around or above freezing into next week, with the exception of the far north, where the brutally cold air will be lingering very close by over Canada. Now, again, as you know, it'll be very warm for these eastern states, very mild anyway. For the west and north, it's a bit cooler, but not overly cold, not nearly as cold as it has been recently. As we know, again, this little low may bring some snowfall on its back edge into next weekend. Also, so very cold over Canada, trying to tease those far northeastern states by January 29th. But in the west, it stays mild and all warm, and this mild air does push eastwards, though it struggles to get into the far northeast. So if you're in the far northeast, you will be seeing you'll be seeing the edges of the severe cold from time to time up to month's end. Into February now, we see that trough forming in the west of the states. That brings some more rain and showers of that. Some snow is possible as well, where the upper temperatures are below freezing. And after that, we see the cold air starting to possibly force its way into the northern Great Plains and Midwest. However, this isn't brutally cold, and it's very warm for the southeastern states. So basically, a lot drier and a lot more benign than it has been on late, and a lot milder as well. Especially for the eastern states, that is. Dry for next week, apart from a low that will form in the Great Plains and Midwest and drive eastwards, and then towards the end of January, possibly just more troughing in general. And if you're in the far northeast, you'll be seeing the edges of the severe cold from time to time. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next week, and bye for now.